Alright, we can now add a service layer to return Elastic data in controller. Let's add a package called business and create Elastic Query Service interface. And add three methods: getDocumentById, getDocumentByText, and getAllDocuments. Then create implementation class Twitter Elastic Query Service with the service annotation. And then implement Elastic Query Service interface and override the methods. Let's create a transformer at this point to convert Elastic model to response model. So let's create a package transformer and add a class Elastic to response model transformer and mark this class as Spring component. Then add getResponseModel method to convert Twitter index model that will return from Elasticsearch into a response model for Elastic Query Service API. We will then use the response model builder method and set all the fields from Twitter index model, and we'll then return the query service response model. In the second method, we will convert a list of index models to a list of response models. Simply create a stream from the input list, map to response models, and collect to a list and return. We can then inject this transformer to Twitter Elastic Query Service class, as well as the Elastic Query Client from the Elastic Query Client module. Use the Twitter index model as replacement for the generic type. We can now implement the methods for Elastic Query Service interface. For getDocumentById, call the query client's getIndexModel_byId method and convert the return object using transformer class. For getDocumentByText, let's call the query client's getIndexModel_byText method and again do the conversion with the transformer. And finally, for getAllDocuments methods, we will call the corresponding method in query client and transform the result. For all methods, we added info logging before return. Let's now change the controller to call the service we created. We will inject the Elastic Query Service and call its methods in the controller methods so that instead of mock results, we will return results from Elasticsearch. Simply replace the right-hand side of the assignments with the Elastic Query Service calls in all methods. After doing these changes, let's run Elastic Cluster first, and then ground config server, and finally run the Elastic Query Service. If we call controller from Postman, we should now see the real results from Elasticsearch. Let's try all three endpoints. If all works, then we are good to go. We will continue with adding validation and controller advice in the next section.